So my name is Caitlin Bereiter. I'm a junior here at Hamilton College from Simi Valley, California. I play softball here on the varsity team at Hamilton, and I'm excited to tell you about my application experience.
I'm Emma Goodell. I'm a sophomore at Hamilton College, and I am a math major.
Hi, I'm Julia Martin. I'm a sophomore here at Hamilton College, and I'm majoring in anthropology. I'm also from Buffalo, New York.
I'm Nicole Rodriguez. I am a first year. I'm a perspective anthro major, and I'm from New York City.
My name is Victor Liu. I'm an anthropology major, sophomore, from Beijing, China.
So I went to a relatively big high school in Southern California. It was about 500 kids per class, so approximately the same size as Hamilton, maybe a little bit bigger. I kind of did the whole college choosing classes by myself. I had a guidance counselor in high school. She wasn't super helpful for me during just picking classes or figuring out if I wanted to do AP or if I wanted to which schools I wanted to apply to.
So I went to a very small high school. You start off in 7th grade. I had a graduating class of 76 kids, so we got a lot of individualized attention, which definitely helped with the application process.
So the application process for me was getting in contact with the coach, doing a pre-read of all my academics, giving her all my SAT scores, and just kind of talking with her through the whole process. So it kind of felt like I never really went through a true college application process because it kind of diverted me into this path of kind of going around it a little bit and doing, early decision and getting my acceptance, really early on in the school year, or in the second half of my senior year of high school.
Well, my parents none of them read or speak English, so it's definitely mostly on my own. And actually, for most of the international students from East Asia, so like China, Japan, or Korea, we usually have like a third party counselor. We call them like middle person. So that person is supposed to have connection or knowledge, and that's supposed to help us to read our application, polish it, and write recommendation for us and stuff like that. But that middle person is really expensive, and my parents wasn't really feeling like giving me one, so I did everything myself.
So for my school, we had 2 counselors. We had your guidance counselor, and then we had a college counselor. So we had a counselor that was just completely devoted to checking over applications, checking over scholarships, making sure our grades were correct, talking to our teachers to make sure that they're boosting our grades where we need it, especially if we were looking at competitive competitive colleges. I also was part of another program where I had an additional college counselor. I didn't really use her that much, but I had a lot of assistance in making sure that my application was the best possible.
I actually really wanted to go to Colgate, which is kind of a treasonous thing to say. But both my parents went there, and I thought it was really beautiful and close to home, and I really liked it. But then they are a really expensive school, and they did not give me a lot of money, and Hamilton was another great option.
Hamilton was definitely at the top of my list, though, from the beginning, and I really couldn't match that during the application process, which made it a little bit challenging because I found that I only liked a few schools. But the application process was very monitored, so we were required to do tutoring. Every essay was read by my guidance counselor before it was turned in. She checked through our resumes. My whole class sat down and did the common application together, and she kind of told us what colleges were looking for and how to frame it in a way that would represent our best selves.
I would say definitely probably, not a big part, but probably something that boosted my application was the fact that I am part of the diversity factor. So I was like a kid from the city, a Spanish kid from the city. So it's that's definitely something that probably was attracted to Hamilton being a predominantly white institution. But also just I had good grades. My ACT scores were definitely on the lower side of the student population, but yeah, I would say that also just the recommendation letters, because I was able to have such a close relationship with my teachers, it was definitely much more personalized.
But then somehow I just ended up applying RD to Hamilton. I always joke that I applied actually LD, late decision, because I was actually waitlisted. On the day I got accepted, I was actually hiking in Beijing I was hiking with my friends. We were going to get barbecue for dinner, and I just got an email from Hamilton saying if you want to do a Skype chat tonight. I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I told my friends, I can't do barbecues. You guys, sorry, I have to go home do an interview again. So I went home, put my suit on, opened up Skype, and the first thing actually the Hamilton representative asked me was, are you still interested in attending Hamilton the next fall? So I was like, why not? I'm really interested in Hamilton. It's my top choice. And then she was like, then you get accepted. So I definitely feel like, what we read about demonstrated interest played a major part in my acceptance to Hamilton.
I definitely think the athletics aspect of my application was super important to me. Getting into Hamilton, I kind of make this joke pretty regularly, but our Hamilton's admissions rate is drastically fallen since I applied at Hamilton. I think we're like at 15% or something like that. So I always joke that like if I didn't have softball to help me get into Hamilton, I don't even think I would have been admitted here. So I think definitely having athletics kind of have that support from a coach to kind of push me through the first kind of hurdle of the admissions process, and then relying on my grades. As I was a good student in high school. I've kept up my grades through my time here at Hamilton. So, but everyone here is a good student. So just relying solely on my grades, I don't think would have gotten me in here. So I think softball definitely helped out a lot.
I don't know why I got accepted to Hamilton. I was a good student. I got good. I had a good GPA. I took hard classes, and I think I did well on my ACT and SAT. But I came from a school that had a reputation of like very little diversity and like very upper middle class, and also like high achieving. It was a high achieving high school, but I think probably the fact that I could afford to come to this school and I was like a good student is probably how I was accepted.